got a loose ceiling fan box, and what we need to do is anchor this up proper way. So we'll get a new box and anchor it up the way it should be, get it going. Okay, so here's what we'll be using is a ceiling fan brace and box kit. And take a look here. What this does is brace into the side peels, loosen the screw here, slide it out to brace into the studs, and then it's got a mount for the box, and you can slide the box to any position on the mount so that you can properly mount the ceiling fan box and have a nice strong setup. And it's got a little plastic deal for the knockout for wherever you put your knockout, so the sides will be protected so it won't be too sharp for the deal. Anyway, give you multiple options for mounting the box nice and strong, and no more sagging box, nicely anchored into the studs. Okay, so today I'm going to be replacing this loose ceiling fan box. And what it is these are toenailed in before the construction's actually done. So there's a couple nails going through the side of the box in order to install it. So basically we're just going to destroy the box, cut it out. What I've got is some really strong clippers, and we'll just cut right through the box and take it out. And hopefully I don't have to damage my drywall quite as much in order to get this puppy out of there, because we need it to come out. It is what it is. So just going to break it on out of there piece by piece, and then we'll pull our wiring out. Now it's a good idea to use a circuit alert device, prove your power's out, turn all your breakers out, or do what you got to do to prove you have no power going through there. Anyway, just little by little, going to work our way in, try to minimize the amount of drywall work I'm going to need to do when this puppy's all finished. Even my strong pliers aren't liking this too much. And apparently my strong cutters aren't really strong enough. But we'll get there. Break it on out, little by little. Definitely time for me to sharpen these up. Down to this side of it, so that's kind of good. There we go. Get it broken off the studs, and then I can work with it from there. So you can't see right there. Okay. So right here I can see my nails right here, so I don't want to lose my wires up in there, but just got to get that last little bit of the box off. Got my pliers there. Just pull the nails out. Maybe. Oh, I don't really want to break my drywall. Okay. I'll show you now. You can see the nail there. All we need to do is cut that last little bit of the box off. So I may just go with that. Because I don't really care about the nail too much. There we go. There it is. Okay. And now I'll be able to pull my wiring on through the ground, my neutral, and the hot. And in theory, we'll get our box out of there. At least in theory. Oh boy. Might be a little more drywall coming out than I want it to. Not going to be perfect here. There we go. Probably going to have to pull my wire nut off there. Pull it on through. And there we go. Okay. Now our chunky old box is broken on out and we're ready for the next phase. Okay, phase 2 is going to be setting up our deal here. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave this on. I know I'm about to this end, so that's fine there. And I believe my joists are 16 inches on center, which would make them about 14 inches apart. So there we go. We'll try that. And once we get it up in there, what we do is we turn this to tighten it up into place, and that'll sink the little spikes into the wood. And then I can just rotate this around where we need it to be. And then right here we've got our box. From there I can figure out where the knockout should go. And we'll mount this puppy up. Get it done. Okay, so here goes inserting this portion. And I may be able to, well, not really. I could stick you up in there so you could see. But I won't fit in there. So anyway. Goes putting our box in, putting our deal in. And go up and over. We've got some insulation to work around. And unfortunately I'm kind of hitting the insulation, so I may need to kind of push up on the insulation to keep it out of the way a little bit more and get our deal in there. And it also seems like we're a little tight here, so I'm going to undo that just a few turns. I'll get this worked out. And I might pull this down for now. I'll put that on afterwards. Okay. Pull my brace over and up a little bit. Theory. Get my hand back. There we go. Okay. I'm going to see how we fare for the brace. Pretty good. I need to reach up in and pull it down a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Now we're in good. Okay, and on this side, line up my feet. And I'll go ahead and start, I'm loosening, tightening it up so that we insert into the studs. Nice and tight. That's tightening up good. I have to keep remembering to brush it off there, but show you that we're just tightening that up so that the spikes are getting pushed into the wood. And the feet we want level with our drywall so it sits nice and flush. And hopefully the other side of our deal is cooperating. Feels like it is. Theory. Feels like about right there. Okay. We're in there. Oh, I was going to say we're in there nice and solid, but it's not so solid. Yeah, I might need to take a tape measure down there and see how we're doing down that way. Could just be that my setting wasn't out enough. Could also be that we're not set very well. Yeah, it looks like I may have to pull this back down, regroup, and start over here because I'm still able to push. So it seems like my ceiling studs are further apart. I didn't bring a tape measure with me, and I probably should have here. Hindsight's always 20/20. So what I'm going to do is see if I can find something else to reach down there, figure out how far my studs are. Let's go ahead and pull this back and regroup and figure that part out. Okay, what I've got is just a broom handle that I can reach through until I reach my studs, hopefully. The problem is the darn insulation is really wanting to get in my way and not let me measure that. So let's see if I can find something a little more flexible. Okay, what I've got is another pole and a broom handle. I'm going to use the broom handle to reach in and lift up the insulation as much as possible, kind of help get it out of the way, and then the pole I'll reach down and see if maybe I can get an idea of how far into the stud. There it is. So I can mark it right here. Somehow. Okay. And now we can pull it out and use that to know how long we need to be on our brace here. So here's our mark. I want to tighten this up because I don't want that to be extended yet. Okay. And this side we've got is this screw on this end. Okay. So we can extend that out. Okay, so we'll stretch it out this way, so our deal will be where we need it to be. I'll insert that side, and we've still got a ways, so I'll go ahead and continue this. And I need it to be about right here. So there we go. We want to be within 1/4 of an inch, and that seems about right for the spikes. So spike to spike within 1/4 of an inch, we're looking pretty good there. Again, I'll insert it this way, and then we just got to rotate it that way to tighten it up, make it good. Okay. And with my broom, I will use that to push the insulation up a little bit, try to get it out of the way. So here it goes. I'll use these feet underneath, and just want to hopefully make sure that my feet are on the ground. Okay. So now we're on the ground, ground. And I use the broom to push up the darn insulation out of the way. And that's the tricky part. And I may need my second pole that I had to really work that out. Wow. I think I'm going to need to rotate instead so I can get in there. Okay. Almost there. I think I need to rotate a little more. Okay. And again, I just want to make sure my feet are facing down, and they are, so that's good. Okay. Yeah, might need to rotate a little more there. Okay. There. Wow. Okay, it's definitely the insulation that's making this a bit trickier. But it is what it is. Show must go on. Hopefully you're able to see it. Okay. I'm in there, and now I'm going to have to get rid of my broom. Move our deal on down. There's that, and there's that, but I do need to straighten that out quite a bit. Doggone it. It seems like I'm hanging up on something. Okay, just gonna need to do this down quite a bit more. So I can get it straight. Oh. There we go. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe. Yep. Okay, now comes the tightening. This one's probably going to take a while for the tightening. Because of how stubborn everything was. It seems like we could be a little straighter there. Okay, we're definitely starting to get more anchored in there. I'm a tiny bit, tiny bit off center, but it's going to be enough to really anchor in there. We really, oh yeah, that's going to be good. We're anchored in there, solid. I can hang on this thing. Okay, so they're so solid. Okay, good. Okay, so now we're in there. Nothing's moving around. I can pull myself up on that. We're in. Okay, so now I'm going to take this piece and rotate it around and slide it all the way as far as I can here to line up for my box. Okay, and now we're going to go get our box and get to determine where our knockout should be. So this gives us a few options for knockout. Most likely it's just going to be on that far side, and we'll have our screws here. Question is, what about the feet here? Well, I may have to just center the box over a tiny bit. Okay, so that's that. For the knockout, going to need to go with this one right here. So let's get that knocked out. There we go. And knockout will just bend back and forth. And then we've got this special little grommet deal. And this end goes inside the box, just like that. It's got little instructions to make it really easy. And we'll poke the wire through and that'll hold that. And then we've got our screws here. So that's all fairly straightforward. Okay. Get on my gear and we'll head on up and get it done. Okay. So our wiring is just going to pass right on through. Theory. Come on, buddy. And it's definitely got some grabbing power there. There we go. Okay. Our box is just going to fit nice in there as long as we can clear those feet. It's going to be a bit of an if. Okay. And before we get that far, I can put my first two set screws inside the box here. One here. Not that one. There's one. There's two. Okay. And now we just need to rotate these up and in. And again, my feet are just a tiny bit in the way, so I need to rotate that over just a tiny. So I may have to cut a little bit of drywall out on the side here, widen the box a little bit. Which is not a big deal. For me, I've got a ceiling fan going in this area, and the trim plate will cover up a little bit more here. Stubborn. There we go. Okay. And of course that's not going to allow me to rotate that well. Man. That one, and my other one has come down a bit. Almost. The good news is, once we get it in, it's going to be a nice tight fit. The tricky part is going to be getting it in, though. Especially that side, which I might need to just slide over just a little hair, just enough to get it in, like so. There we go. We're in. Beautiful. Now we can tighten it up. I'm okay with that. I was going to say trade that ground screw, but this one will work just as well. Okay. Perfect. Now we've got a nice, strong ceiling box. Puppy's not going anywhere. The screws can mount right in here, and we're good to go. Nice and strong. I can patch this little bit up right here. No big deal. And we're good to go. Hopefully you were able to see a bit of that with all that dust up there. I don't know. What I'm going to do is cover that neutral wire. I have a wire nut in my little pouch here. Just make that safer as I have the unit painted. No one touches anything. And we're all set here. Ready for paint. Again, I'll just patch in this little outlying area. But I have a ceiling fan with the cover is going to cover that, but I'll just caulk in all that or patch it, make it good to go. That's one nice strong ceiling box. That puppy ain't going nowhere. Good to go. Okay, so here's the box and how it was nailed in. One nail through this side, one nail through this side. So possibly another way would have been just a sawzall along this edge. Cut through those two nails. As long as you know which side the stud's on, we know the wiring is going to be coming through where it's going to be coming through, so we can just insert a sawzall and cut the box there. Kind of an easy way to get these out. No biggie. And now I just added my ground wire for right here. It's more of a dedicated spot for the ground. You can even wrap the existing ground underneath there. Alright, and we're all set there. Good to go. Now our box is grounded. And I can hook up my ground wire to that end, or just run the ground wire right here. Alright, we're good to go. Okay, I just caulked it in for now, just more for insulation value, because again my fan cover has a pretty good large profile, so it's going to cover all that, so no big deal. But this way we don't lose any of our air conditioning or cooling or heating. Just more for insulation value than anything for aesthetics.